of the very important sources for that. Your YouTube videos, for the explainers, the MCQ series on different reports, budget, economic surveys, that provided me with very good practice. I also extracted content out of those explainer videos to include in my notes.
Oliveboard का वो मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम था, उसमें अनिल सर के 2-3 सेशंस हुए थे, तो उन्होंने भी गाइड किया कि क्या अप्रोच रखना चाहिए, अगर मेंस का पेपर के लिए प्रिपेयर करना है तो वो कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है, प्रीलिम्स के लिए अगर अप्रोच रखना है तो वो कैसे रखना है, तो इस तरह से ओवरऑल फिर एग्जीक्यूशन के साथ में हुए।
Hello everyone, very good evening. Welcome to Oliveboard. My name is Varsha Ma'am, and here in this session we are going to cover the current affair from 18th of October till 24th October. So very good evening, Sashank. Very good evening to everyone. This session is very important for all those aspirants who are targeting NABARD Grade A examination for the year 2025, right? So let's start our discussion. Hello Shraddha, how are you? Yeah, please let me know in the comment box that everything is crystal clear to you. The screen is visible or not. So here we have to cover the current affair related events. So as in the last week we celebrated Diwali and there was a lot of holidays. So there was only few events from the ministry that happened in the last week. Whatever we'll cover here, they are quite important. That's why we are discussing about them. Okay. So let's continue with the today's discussion. Yeah. So before going forward, aspirants, it's a request to everyone. What you should do, you should have the application of Oliveboard with you. Okay. Like you will get the PDFs of the YouTube classes that we are taking for you, and as well as there are some important courses available on the application of Oliveboard that will help you to do better preparation further, right? And this is our batch, okay? So if you're targeting, if you're thinking of targeting the NABARD grade examination next year, you need to strong your base, okay? Your foundation should be good. So this complete course is there on the application of Oliveboard. Be the part of this course and start preparations with us, okay? Now let's talk about. So recently you might have heard about this new term, the Green Diwali, okay? There are so many news articles and the hashtags going on internets and other social media platforms about the Green Diwali. So this year it was recognized that we will celebrate the Green Diwali, like whatever the crackers, whatever the different lights and the different decorations we will use during our preparations and the celebrations of Diwali. We will consciously decide what to use and what to avoid so that the negative impact on the nature will be reduced to a considerable level. So this year, this was our main focus. Okay, this was our main focus. So here you can see, yeah, celebrate light, not smoke, go green this Diwali. Okay, so this year the main focus was to have the green Diwali. Let's go green. So what was the main points to be focused when we talk about the green Diwali? First thing, we'll use the eco-friendly diyas and the candles. Okay, that will not release more smoke in the air. Go sustainable with gifts. Say no to firecracker, which is not possible, right? You know that. Okay, I'm not against burning of the crackers, but you can see the air quality of Delhi now. Okay, air quality of Delhi is poor, and it is planned to have the artificial rain in the next few days. Okay, so that we can counter the effect of air pollution, counter the effect of near air pollution, because the people who are under the age group of 60 and even the toddlers or the young ones, okay, below below 1 year age, they can face extreme problem in breathing because of the bad quality of air which is in Delhi NCR nowadays after Diwali. Another thing, the sound, the excess of sound is not good for the animals as well. Like people throw the this firecrackers on the animals knowingly or unknowingly. And you might have heard about the news of the Madhya Pradesh. Okay, have you heard about like nearly 14 students lost their eyesight and 144 kids are having severe injuries in their eyes. Okay, and it is because of that fire gun, okay, which is basically as a cracker sale in the market under the price range of 150 to 200. Okay, although the kids purchase it for the enjoyment purpose or entertainment purpose because it had a very huge sound like a bomb is blasted in the specific area. So that's why the kid have a specific attraction toward it. But what they're facing now, the severe injuries in their eyes. Okay, nearly 14, 15 kids has lost their eyesight. Okay, so these kind of serious issues happen every year, right? And it's not like I'm saying that you should not celebrate the festival of Diwali. You should, but consciously you should take all the measures. Okay, that matters a lot, right? So this is one thing that I want to tell. Decorate naturally, make rangolis and try DIY. Okay, upcycled decor, right? Minimize waste, host community events, plantation, cleanup drives, or awareness walk. Okay, so these type of events you should host during the celebrations of Diwali. Okay, so this was the main agenda behind this Green Diwali this year, right? Now, moving on the next news article of this week or the last week. So recently, there was an annual forest, globally, a forest survey was done. Okay, and India earlier it was on the 10th position, and because of the certain practices that we are following in our country towards the plantation, toward the greenery, toward the afforestation, now we have moved to the ninth position. Okay, globally we had moved to the ninth position. Okay, so this is important news. India moves up to ninth position globally in forest area, continues to rank third in annual forest gain. Okay, so if we talk about it annually, like in a year, how much forest gain it had. So it in this category, it was third, and whereas it was ninth position globally. So India has achieved a significant milestone in global environmental conservation, moving up to the ninth position in terms of total forest area globally. As per, so this survey was done by GFRA. What is it? Global Forest Resources Assessment 2025. And this particular Global Forest Resources Assessment 2025, it was released by Food and Agricultural Organization in Bali. Okay, so recently this survey was done and India was ranked ninth under this, right? So India is top 9 in the Global Forest Assessment 2025. This particular tweet was written by our Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Okay, so what he mentioned here is a reason to rejoice for all Indians. We have achieved ninth rank in terms of forest area at the global level as compared to 10th spot in the previous year. We have also maintained our third position globally in annual forest gain. So this is a good point to mention for our country. Like we are globally recognized at a good position. Okay, under 10, we are still under 10. Another thing, like what could be the reason for that? See, the main reasons that we had started following the green practices, okay, reaffirming its commitment to sustainable forest management and ecological balance, and we have the like government policies and the programs related to the Ek Peड़ Maa Ke Naam, we have the Mission Life. So these are certain initiatives taken by our government so that this green practices or ecological balance will be maintained in our country. Okay. Now, another important news article from the last week. So, they are very limited news articles. So, I think we'll be in the next 15 to 20 minutes, the lecture will be there. Okay. So, whatever the doubts you are having related to preparation or anything, please mention in the comment box. I'm looking for your comments also. Okay. So from Pashmina to apricot GST reforms to boost Ladakh's economy. Yeah, I mentioned it here because there are certain important points mentioned related to this Ladakh's economy. So recently, as it was implemented from 22nd of September 2025. Okay, please mention this date in your notebook. I think you're aware about this date now. So the new GST rates were applicable from 22nd of September 2025. Okay. Now, after the GST reforms, you might have observed that most of the agricultural commodities or the products that we had already discussed about the new GST rates, they comes under the slab of 5% or 0%. 0% or 5%. Okay. Now, moving ahead. So they are either exempted, or if not exempted, like most of the agricultural commodities will come under the slab of 5%. Okay. Now, so Ladakh gains from GST reform. So what was the gains here? One is the handlooms and the wools. So 10,000 plus herders to get benefit, increased affordability and competitiveness of Pashmina wool and Namada rugs. Okay, so Namada rugs is obtained from, that is gaining a global significance. So that rugs is also obtained from Ladakh. That is important, right? Dairy and farming practices. So if we talk about the dairy and the farming practices, so 6,000 plus farming families in apricot cultivation set to gain. So they are about to gain a lot of benefit because of this GST reforms. Market viable value added apricots and sea buckthorn products. So sea buckthorn is also a, a farming product that is obtained from Ladakh. Okay, so this is important. Next is in the tourism sector, 25,000 plus livelihood sustained. Affordable travel, local homestays are there to, and it will benefit the local population living in the areas of Ladakh. Handicrafts and woodcrafts, major clusters in Leh, Alchal, or Hemis set to gain. Increased viability of cultural assets like Thangka paintings and Ladakhi carpentry. So these are important points. Now, Ladakh's handlooms and handicrafts flourish under. So most of the handicrafts and the handlooms that we are obtaining from the city of Ladakh, they are helping in boosting the economy of Ladakh. They comes under 5% GST reforms. Okay, and let's if we talk about their names, so that is Pashmina wool and the products obtained from Pashmina wool, Namada rugs, wool felt products and accessories, traditional Ladakhi carpentry, Ladakhi Thangka paintings. Okay, impacts of GST reform. So, what kind of impact it will be observed uh, on Ladakh economy? So, one such impact is 10,000 plus herders set to gain, numerous artisans, craftsmen, and MSME to get benefit from it, increased in demand and affordability, revive traditional industries, and preserve cultural heritage. Okay, so this kind of impacts will be observed because of the GST reforms. Another important point, like GST reforms to fuel growth across Ladakh's farm and dairy sector. So in the sectors like apricots will get good growth, sea buckthorns, yak cheese and milk products, lay berry or buckthorn berries or organic farming products. Okay, so because of the GST reforms, because of the GST, the rate has changed. Now 6,000 plus farming families in apricot cultivations, they will get benefit. Affordability and viability is about to increase. Wider adoption of sustainable farming practices to be encouraged. Okay. Another important points now, what are the key takeaways? So please mention this in your notebook. Now we are talking about the highlights of, okay, what kind of benefits the GST reforms is going to have on the economy of Ladakh. So yeah, this pashmina wools and the products, the namada rugs and the wood crafts, okay, they will fall under the category of 5% GST, and that's how it will help 10,000 plus artisans. Okay, and if we talk about the dairy and the organic farming, see better earnings and competitiveness through their GST was also reduced. 6,000 plus farming families engaged in apricot cultivation, they will get benefit out of it. And even if we talk about the tariffs on the hotels, okay, hotels and the homestays there, that is 5% GST on hotel tariffs, which is more than or like which is what we call it as less than or equal to rupees 75,000 set to make travel more affordable and sustain livelihood of 25,000. Okay, 25,000 plus people who are living there, right? Now moving ahead, we have GST cut to support yak dairy, wool producers, and organic farming, promoting self-sustainability in Ladakh. Okay, so what it will do, it will promote self-sustainability in Ladakh. Okay, so this is all about the Ladakh. Now we need to talk about the next important news. Okay, so the next important news is about yeah. So recently on 23rd of October, okay, India marked International Snow Leopard Day. Okay, and we discussed about the snow leopard in a specific session before also. Now let's talk about the population of majorly in the Hemis National Park in Himachal. Okay, we have a good, sorry, in not in Himachal, Hemis National Park in Ladakh. We have a good snow leopard population. Okay, so let's talk about what is it basically. So India marks International Snow Leopard Day with a nationwide hashtag 23 for 23 initiative, that is on 23rd of October. 23 for 23 initiative. What is this initiative? This can be a question. Hashtag 23 for 23 initiative is for which of the following event? You might have the options like International Snow Leopard Day, International Clouded Leopard Day, International Lion Day, Asiatic Lion Day, International Tiger Day. They are different days, na? So these kind of like questions which can hit in your brain, like when you read them, they can be directly asked. So that's why like I read a lot of articles before framing today's session, which is quite shorter than as compared to the other sessions. And I just pick the things which are quite important, which you need to know basically. So what was it basically? So today, that is on 23rd of October, what India observed International Snow Leopard Day. And we as usual, we always come up with a very unique initiative. And this time this initiative was titled as hashtag 23 for 23, encouraging people across the country to engage in physical activities for 23 minutes. Okay, and these physical activities were mainly focused on creating awareness about the conservation of snow leopards and their fragile habitats. Okay, now moving ahead, our Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Shri Bhupendra Yadav, led the celebration and lauded the participation of citizens, institutions, and the Indian Army in this creative awareness campaign. Okay, so this was a particular event happened. So India marked the International Snow Leopard Day with hashtag 23 for 23, promoting physical activities undertaken for 23 minutes in a bid to raise awareness for conservation of snow leopards. Okay, and this is our effort toward conserving the population of snow leopards in our country, right? So this was the main thing. Now let's talk about the important points related to snow leopard. So, the recently conducted first ever snow leopard census has recorded 718 individual snow leopards across the Indian Himalayas, with Ladakh along hosting 477 of them. I think it is of the month of May or June when we covered about this first ever snow leopard census. And there I told you about the population of snow leopard. And as it is mentioned in the Indian Himalayas, particularly in the Hemis National Park, okay, there is nearly 477 snow leopards. And overall, in the Indian Himalayas, there are 718 individuals of snow leopard. Okay, so this is important. Now, the International Snow Leopard Day marks a reaffirmation. So, what it marked as, like, we are as a country doing some effort so that the population of snow leopard in our country will not go down further. Okay, as it is not the individual effort that can lead to the conservation of any population, it is also the effort of the communities who are living in close association with the national parks or the wild areas. Okay, if they will not live in this association, there will occur the conflicts. Okay, and fragmentation will occur, and that's how the population will be affected. Okay, so it is not an individual effect, it is a collective effect or collective effort of all the communities who are living near these wild areas where the snow leopard populations are found. Okay, the International Snow Leopard Day marks a reaffirmation of India's dedication to the goals of the Global Snow Leopard and Ecosystem Protection Program and reflects the nation's continued emphasis on science based monitoring, habitat protection, and community engagement for ensuring long term survival of this iconic species. Okay, so yeah, namaste Ritesh, namaste bhai. Okay, so this is not an individual effect, it is there are different like different things on which our nation has emphasized, and that's how we'll be able to will able to ensure the long-term survival of this species in the forest areas of the country. Okay, so this is all about 23 minutes physical activity to raise the awareness about the snow leopard population. Okay, so this is all about it, right? And we are having a population of nearly 718. This is important, right? Now, Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana. So I think I took a specific session recently related to the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana. Okay, and here also we are about to talk the different components of the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana and the different points related to this. So let's talk about all these things here. So when it was launched, so primarily it was launched in the year 2010. Okay, and that time it was in a mission mode, and it was by restructuring the so earlier there was a Swarna Jayanti Gramin Swarojgar Yojana. So this yojana was restructured, and after restructuring, this yojana was given the title of National Rural Livelihood Mission. Okay, then in the year 2016 the program was renamed. So another it was named like by placing Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission. Okay, so its name was further updated in 2016. Now the central and the state government jointly fund this. So this becomes a centrally sponsored scheme. So for this scheme, the central government and the state government jointly will give the fund, and it is considered as one of the world's largest initiatives, okay, that will work for the improvement of the livelihood of the rural communities. Okay, now what are the different components under Deen Dayal Antyodaya National Rural Livelihood Mission? So what are the different components here? One component is about social mobilization and promotion and strengthening of self-managed and financially sustainable community institutions of the rural poor movement. So this is one component. Second component under this was financial inclusion. Another component was social inclusion, social development, and access to entitlements through convergence. Next is sustainable livelihood. So these are the different components that comes into the picture under this. Now moving ahead, let's talk about the objectives. So what was the main objectives of National Rural Livelihood Mission? One is of access to formal credits, support for diversification and strengthening of livelihood, access to entitlements and public services. Okay, and how much we had progressed under this? So you can see the data. So till June 2025, these are the datas, these are the developments we are having. These are the progresses we are having under this Deen Dayal Antyodaya National Rural Livelihood Mission. So number of blocks covered are 7,145. Number of self-help groups promoted in lakhs are 90.90. Number of households mobilized in crore are 10.05. Capitalization support provided to self-help groups in crore are 58,714.44. Amount of bank. So this is a data. Just go through the data. You don't need to recall it. Okay, that will not be asked. But this is a data that this scheme has progressed a lot in the meantime. Okay, so if we talk about the status of National Rural Livelihood Mission, so uh, there are different candidates who are trained under this. Okay, so under the different components of this scheme, so you can see the data from there. Now, what are, if we talk about the high performing states under Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana or the different components of this scheme. So, if we talk about the different components, so you can see there, just give me a minute, huh? Anything you want to know, because we are about to end the session in next 5 minutes. If you have any doubt or any query, please let me know. Okay. So under the Deen Dayal Upadhyay, Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushalya Yojana. Okay. Uttar Pradesh has trained the highest number of candidates at 2,44,548, followed by Odisha, then Andhra Pradesh. When it comes to job placement, Odisha is leading, then Andhra Pradesh also shown strong performance. Okay, top states in RSETI. So that is basically, so this component is a Rural Self-Employment Training Institutes. Okay, so if we talk about the Rural Self-Employment Training Institutes, training institutes. Okay, Uttar Pradesh stand out as a top performing state, having trained the highest number of candidates and successfully settled the most entrepreneurs. Other states with significant achievements in both training and settlements include Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh and Karnataka. Okay, this Yojana was started in 2010. I already told you in the beginning of this topic, now. Okay, what you can do, you can again watch the session and you will get the PDF of the session on my Telegram, that is Varsha Dhiman, right? And if you have any doubt, please mention your doubt in the comment box below. Okay, and this is a batch aspirants. And if you are not aware about this, like any graduate can apply for NABARD Grade A examination under the general stream. So if you are thinking of targeting the NABARD Grade A examination, either for the year 2025 or 26, you can be the part of this batch and you can start your preparations with us. And if you have any query regarding anything, please mention your queries in the comment. Okay, so here I'm ending the session for now. Bye bye and take care.